becoming a man. And the ministry set up to help men out there that may have challenges, not only in your relationship, in your marriages, but also in your everyday life. We have Women's Crisis Center, we have a women's ministry, but we don't have a men's ministry or a men's crisis center. This ministry tries to support that vacuum that is created when men go through hardships, challenges that they cannot reach out to ministries as such. So this ministry you can reach out, and we have counselors, we have advisors, mentors that can mentor you into any area of that you are going through. We're going to watch episode 1, one that was recorded up in Wailolo, which in Nalani, and we are going to have some discussions and thoughts on that. It's a 5 minutes session, so we'll look through some authors.
There is our biblical reference in the book of Genesis, where God said, "Let us make men in our image and in our likeness, and let them have dominion over the works of their hands." Over time, we have seen when Eve came into the picture, and then the challenges that happened thereafter, whereby the fall of humankind, and in the years to come, there is in the latest part of this century, the movement of the women's ministry and the women's liberation and such. Even in our government area, we have what we call the Ministry of Women. We have a Women's Crisis Center. But there is no men's ministry, nor is there a men's crisis center. But we do have crisis of men. We have men is now considered a perpetrators in a lot of domestic violence and the home wrecking situations. And it is, first of all, unbecoming of a man. We are supposed to be the shepherding or shepherd of family, the security of our family, the stewards of our family. Safety in our family should be belong to us men. But now we are the ones that are causing havoc in there. This ministry is there to help out men that are undergoing challenges, that is now choosing to be coming. There is violence and sometimes cannot hold back probably your anger and such. Now this is rooted very well into what we call in Exodus chapter 20 verse 5. It says that Jesus said, "For I shall visit the iniquities of your forefathers to the third and fourth generation." This automatically means some of what we are observing now in this generation has deep root in second, third, fourth generation up, which means there was an abuse. There was some challenges in the past called generation curse, if you believe in that. We do, and therefore it has transpired over time. This ministry is how do we cancel these curses, and how do we teach our men to become men. There is Paul in his book says, when I was a child, I am like a child, I acted like a child, I talked like a child, I behaved like a child. But when I became a man, that is very significant. There is no room there for adolescents or teenager. Teenagers or adolescents was two words that was coined out of Hollywood in the 1960s and 70s, which means a man that does not want to live up to its or his responsibility, or an unresponsible adult. So therefore, we want to train boys that are born male to become a man. A lot of boys remain a male, never become a man, because a man lives up to responsibility. What responsibility? To make sure you look after your family, your Jerusalem, and society needs more men, responsible men that will live up. In the Jewish custom, we actually work what we call the mitzvah, the bar mitzvah and the bas mitzvah. At the age of 13 for boys, 12 for girls. What does bar and bas mitzvah mean? It means when the son or daughter of commandment. It means honor and responsibility. The boys and the girls at that age are living up to puberty. This is when they become young adults. The word is young adults, not adolescents, not teenagers. Young adults are adults that we need to train to be full of honor God, honor parents, honor elders, honor society elders, and also responsibility. What should they be responsible about? Responsible about the choices, responsible about the decision, responsible about their actions, responsible about their words. This is a big task nowadays when people are full of excuses. Excuses means you're not taking responsibility. You're passing the buck. Oh, my pastor didn't teach me that. Oh, my teachers didn't teach us that. Oh, our Sunday school, we didn't learn it that way. What is that? That's excuses, which means irresponsible. You need to take up responsibility. That is what this ministry is about. And that is a summary and overview. And we will look at other areas in the weeks to come. And the full part of this is becoming a man. Boys remain a male, but we want boys to become a man. So long until our next episode, we will come again and continue on that. And until that, shalom.
Just some discussion, colleagues in the room. Becoming a man, the first thing that we learn of is Genesis 1:25 and 26, or 26 and 27. And it talks about when God created man in his image and his likeness. Shall we just talk about a little bit about image and likeness? What does that mean? Some thoughts. Come.
You bilang mesti pada God made man in his likeness and his image, and for me that picture of that likeness, that image is the picture of perfectness until man committed sin. But having said that, it's more of what God's want to see in a man, in terms of what we've discussed earlier this morning is man looking after his family, man taking responsibilities, man becoming a man, and not as not as a man, but then thinking that a man is still a child. I would reflect on that in my journey as a father, as a husband. I got married. I was 26 years old. I got married, and I was thinking I was still in my young days. So you still sneak out, you still go out and drink, you still mixing with your friends. And for me, that is, and I reflect on the video this morning, I would say that I was a man, but then still thinking and acting like a child. That's my reflection on that.
Wait, some thoughts on that one?
I think image and likeness of God. We will still be human, and God is still God, but reflecting on God's image, in the sense that we have to practice. Okay, the main keyword there is practice. What we have learned about this, what we have learned from the Bible about God, serving Him. So, main thing that I want to discuss here is about serving. So most of the time, we need to be served all the time. Jesus came to the earth not to serve but to be served. That's what he, not to be served but to serve the people. That's what he said in the Bible. So most of the time, we, the men in the family, we want to be served all the time. So if we reflect on God's word, or God himself, he said to be like him, to serve. To serve the family, serve the wife, serve the children, and to be of service to the family.
Yeah. Really good thoughts there. Saki, any thoughts from you on image and likeness?
Just I thought that this moment was that we men are born to suffer. Whatever Jesus went through, in this earth we have to go through as well. And in here, we have to ask God for the blind fruit of the Spirit to lead us of love, joy, peace, faith, meekness, goodness, long-suffering, gentleness. That's the thing we have to ask God, because we men, what we go through, we can go through a lot, but we have to ask God for the things that will keep us, guiding us through this journey. And I think Mr. Talam for this session, because this is the thing we have to go through as men. We are about to stop. And we will go through if we let God lead us through this thing.
Yeah, that's it. We'll come to our colleagues on this side. Salma, Prabhu, any thoughts on Genesis? It also talks about the two other things there. And let them have dominion over the works of our hands. What's the implication? Image, likeness. Because some people take that literally, because men, more stronger, they want to dominate women or wives. What does that word really mean? Any thoughts on it? Image and likeness, and then we'll talk about dominion.
My thought on those two words, down here, I think the image, it's about how good a person is, and the likeness is about the character.
Can you repeat that again?
The image is about how good a person is, and the likeness is about the character.
That means if you look like this, if someone is looking at you, they should see God in you.
Yes.
If you are doing a task, if you are turning away from someone looking at you and seeing, they see your character, they should see God.
Yes.
Any more thoughts on that? Anything about the dominion? Is he right to dominate over women? When he said we need to survive, he is a servant of our family. It's very difficult in a patriarchal society like Fiji, where men is matrimony in trauma, trauma, and a lot of other similarities, women is the history of the family. And for us, Fiji is a man.
When I thought about you have to be about dominion, I think in my view, I do not agree on that we have to be a woman. I think that's why women created, also God created women, is the helper of men. So I think we have to treat women of our wife equal, because also this is character. Yes.
Because and as you can see the verse 26, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over the livestock, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth. So which means the work of God's hands.
Yes.
Right? We need to dominate those plants, those animals, the trees and all that. Because as some theologian says, because we were supposed to dominate them, if we don't dominate them, it dominates us. For example, plants, grapes, it turns into wine. And wine is now dominating a lot of men. Yes? And therefore, they now dominate women. They dominate in the negative sense because they've been over-dominated by beers and wines and all. Something that God already said you need to dominate. Carbonated is now dominating a lot of men. And even women. Yeah? But But men, because you didn't cover too much, you demand so much, you are lazy, and we all came to covering the head. So because something that you were supposed to dominate is not dominating you, the ripple effect happens. And sometimes from excessive covering, middle wash down, and then over drinking of beers, and then we end up domestic violence. That's kind of how it happened. What are your thoughts, President? It's happening.
It's happening. It's happening in most, where most men are dominated by
Us. And something that we're told to dominate.
Yes.
And some are dominated by animals, like lamb chop, chicken. Yes. Now there's a lot of young deaths now because of heart attack and cancer and those diseases, NCDs. Yeah. Tamo, any thoughts on the same image and likeness and dominion?
My thoughts on the image that Nuradanya is the whatever is the foundation of God that is set us. And how would you implement it through likeness? Is how would you create that capacity of that foundation and use it to reflect back to God when you're around people? As in regards to the dominant dominant part of the family, in a way it has to come up as a man, come from a man. That's where my colleague mentioned, whatever God sets upon a man will spread to the family. That is, if your hands is dirty, expect that to happen to the rest of the family. If God give you something that is, or implement something into you to be clean, that cleanness or that lightness will reflect to your family and back to God.
Thank you. Some good thoughts there. Just with the microphone this way. In verse 27, it says, so God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them. Which means, right from the time Adam was created, Eve was already in. In Genesis 27, it says, male and female created he him. Yes? So, Eve was always a part of Adam. Now, I want to move on to another discussion here, gentlemen, and that is women taking over the name of the husband. There are some challenges in society over there. Yes? So, what are some of your thoughts there, Lan, before I will say some literature on that?
Thank you, Mr. Telemo. Women taking the name of the husband. I think, I don't know, I don't really know how to answer this, but this has been the norm or the tradition.
Okay, so start with that.
Yeah.
Your wife, has he taken over
Yes.
your name?
Yes.
Your father, about your mom?
Yeah.
So it's been passed by tradition.
Tradition, yeah.
Now, as I mentioned, I will give you some reflection. Historically, taking the husband's surname was tied to patriarchal legal system where the husband was considered the head of the household. In many cultures, it represented a unification of family identity under one name. That's historical and cultural context, but will come from a biblical implication. Number one, the Bible does not command that a woman must take her husband's surname, but however, it does teach oneness in marriage. The two shall become one flesh. Genesis 2:24. And number two, the husband is the head of the wife as Christ is the head of the church. Ephesians 5:23. Taking a surname can symbolize unity, covering, and alignment under the man's God-given responsibility to lead and to protect. Okay? Number 2, the kingdom man provides spiritual covering, love, and leadership. A wife taking his name can represent a covenant identity, entering a new spiritual and relational unity. Submission to godly leadership, not control, but alignment and trust. Family legacy and unity, one household under God's order. Just as believers take on the name of Christ, we became Christian because we have married the church and represent covenant belonging. A wife may take her husband's name to represent shared mission, a covering, and a covenant. And lastly, the modern considerations, many couples today choose alternative hyphenated names, keeping their maiden name intact. And therefore, that is also a part of what has happened in society now. Now, in summary, these are the things that has happened. Symbol of unity and covenant, spiritual reflections, covering and godly leadership, shared family mission and legacy. It's an alignment to God's order, not legalism, and it's rooted in oneness, not ownership. Now, come again, Lionel, your thoughts after learning some reflections there.
Well, just looking at what you just mentioned, I think we are rightfully in the right direction. I mean, just taking my husband's name, I mean, that unity. You can, I think it's all about that agreement, that unity, that oneness, and as the Bible has mentioned, become one flesh.
Alright? Hold that thought there. Number 2 things. Since your name is now, your wife's name is has your name, there are some other practical implications. Can you name some?
Practical implications.
Bank account.
In a good way, or?
Yes, bank account.
Yep.
Joint bank account.
Yep.
Right? So, husbands, wives out there, do you have a joint bank account?
We do have a joint bank account.
Correct? Then it is. Now we have savings account differently.
Yeah.
But your central bank account should be operational by both. About your property, is it written under both?
It's written under both.
Therefore, you are a practical about oneness.
I initially wanted the house to be written under my name. My wife and wrote it both under our names.
Right?
But it's still both under our names.
Correct. But you see, some husbands out there, you talk about oneness, you talk about this, but you don't practically practice it.
Yeah.
And you learn. Mr. Dui, would you like to add some thoughts on these male and female that God created, male and female created in Him, right? So we are one. Any thoughts on that? And I'll just give you a reflection and the summary is still on there.
Well, I think when it says we are one, it means working together, togetherness. So the idea of agreement also come in there. When the husband and the wife agree on something, so the idea of we are one is there. As we have already stated, we already mentioned that we agree to have one joint account or coming under both names, and also the property coming under both the names. So the main idea, I think, is agreements. It's very important that we agree on things that we want to move on with.
Just a reflection from my side. When I got married, I was 28. When we got married, my wife just automatically took money because we were posted to the same school, and when she started writing everything, it was Mrs. Milanoa. And it took me by surprise because I was not used to. What was your?
Yes, the same thing with you. And because
Same, you are smiling. Same thing? Yes?
same thing with me, Mr. Kalem. Usually my wife, she usually carries her family name, Tawaka.
Yeah.
But now she's Wangala Lantui.
Right.
So the first time when I saw, I was a bit emotional when I see that she's taking my name, but at the same time I'm proud as well.
So it actually encourages and shows unity,
Yes,
agreement, oneness.
yes.
Yes. And now for us that call her, we are very much like Mrs. Doi. Right? And for us listeners out there, please, for some women liberation, they just portray that don't take up the man's name. There is nowhere in the Bible that tells you that. But if you do as a female, you are showing oneness to your husband. And for us husband, we treasure. We are so proud that you are taking up our name because Adam is Adam. Eve is also Adam. Because God created his name. So Eve was already in Adam. So that's his Mrs. Adam was already part of it. Only Adam called her Eve, not God. Adam named Eve, so that he can separate. Instead of calling Adam, he's calling Mrs. Adam. And gave him another name. Anybody else? Saki, would you like to again?
Thank you, Mr. Graham. Just in thinking, that's only things. When we join them together and make big picture, how it says being one spirit, you and the wife, and you are together in one spirit, and everything will just flow close to this. But the one thing when you do agreement on each other, and things go well, you will see that things are going in God's way.
Vinaka sir, being young and moving on, you attending this conference is just going to help out in the long run in your marriage, in your family, upbringing, and always on time. So for young people out there, Saki is a young adult and a young couple, and he's already coming into these conferences. So do reach out in the time when we are coming to Suba and also when we are coming to Lambasa. Do bring young couples out there, parents of young couples, do bring them out so we can learn one or two more things. Tambo, you are not that old also, it's about 5-6 years of marriage now, 8. So any e-learning is called. Is your wife taken over your name also? As is Mrs. Kautumari?
Not yet. So right now we are working on to the church marriage.
Right.
We just did done the one the normal the registration of marriage. But in August next month we are working on to the church marriage, and we've been talking in regards to the music, the selling part of that agreement.
How if she wants to keep her saying, yeah?
We are still having a discussion with it, but we are coming to in terms of agreement when we are before the church marriage next month.
Good to hear the both. And probably I could send you some slides so that you can see everything. Sam, any thoughts on the US money when we're talking with Mr. Doi about the hyphenated and the name and the shared property, shared bank account?
Check, please.
It's in 6 years of marriage, come across so many things, obstacles, but he's always a good. One gentleman told me, it's always with me, and I hope women was created from the things of men, not from his head to be above him, not from his feet to be walked upon, not from his side to be equal, where he has to be protected, and close to his heart to be loved. I think it's really true on this, that quote that I already mentioned. Like for me, 26 years of journey, my wife has taken my name. We have joint account would be a very important one until now. But the property, even though we're in the village, but it's under nobody, we just live all together as it is.
But it's already in the process.
Yes.
That's something that you like to teach your children. The unity and the oneness and the agreement is what you do.
Oh, yes, we've been discussing a lot on that with my wife and also my children. We are looking forward in buying the property, and that's some of the things that we will discuss. Titles will be under room.
Best under both. Alright, thank you, sir, for that. And for viewers out there, thank you for listening to this podcast. Thank you that we could learn one or two things from there. As we have mentioned, whilst there has been traditionally women take up the husband's name, there is no biblical references unto that, but except oneness, unity, the likelihood of togetherness is where the name has been transferred. We are not pedantic about it, but for sure it does bring about unity and ownership. And for husbands out there, it means you are protecting of that name, protecting of the women that has taken up that name. Because if you ever abuse that woman, you are abusing yourself. Because evil came out of Adam. Therefore, we'll end there, and we're going to move into the next episode. And until then, shalom.